Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Cancer for the middle of September. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get a shuffle in here for you. I am using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. I do hope things are going well for you. Hope things are good. Hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. Make sure we're all set up here. I'll take 3 of these Oracle cards and then make sure we're in view and we'll get into it. All right. Okay. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. Energy on the bottom. You have the Judgment card. So, you know, when you get the Judgment card, this can say that some of you are going through what you could say rebirth. Some of you could be going through a rebirth when you get the Judgment card. You can see that these people are sort of awaiting their fate from this angel or this spirit guide here, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, or attach meaning to. And so this can say that some of you are going through a rebirth. Some of you are going through like a spiritual awakening. You've been kind of soul searching, that type of energy. You're ready to accept higher guidance. Now, in terms of like where this is in the journey of the tarot, this is the final boss. Like, this is the last card before you complete something important in your life. This is the last card before you get to the world. And so this can be the final push or the final boss, or, you know, the final hurdle, if you will. And through that, when you get the Judgment card, it's a good card. The thing is, through that, when you get the Judgment card, it says, are you doing all that you can to evaluate yourself in the most honest way possible? Because in going into a period of self-evaluation, you can learn what it is that you need to know about getting over the hurdle or completing the journey or completing the task of whatever it is that whatever task you're working on. And so it is a nice card here, but let's go ahead and let's get some additional details on what this might be around for you here, Cancer. So in the overall or the current situation, you do have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is really a card that can indicate good movement forward in work, but more importantly, this is the biggest card of a talent in the tarot. This says that you may have, like, you might be an artist, you know, designer, writer, author, speaker, singer, dancer, creative. It could say that you work in some of those fields, also higher education, or maybe you're a researcher. However, if you're not in one of those fields, what this says is you do what you do with talent. Okay, it doesn't matter what you do. Maybe you're an accountant. Maybe you're, you know, something else. I don't know. Maybe you do something that's maybe not considered to be traditionally creative. It doesn't matter, because whatever you do, you have a talent for it. That is the 8 of Pentacles energy. You bring a lot to the table. As you can see, this person is working away late at night. They're wrapping up their latest creation here. Their other creations are hanging up on the ceiling above them. And so not only that, but it can say that you're a hard worker and you're engaged in maybe a mountain of work. Maybe you have a lot of work on your plates here. And it's almost like maybe, okay, this is not for everybody, but there are some of you who, some of you here are like studying for a final exam, or I know it's like not the right time. School has just kind of started, but you're studying for, or you're wrapping something up. I'm getting final exam energy, whether or not that's what it is. It's like maybe you're closing out a certification, or you're probably, I think many of you, more than the final exam energy, it's more about like some of you are completing a task or a project right now that has required a lot of work and a lot of energy. And the thing is, this is something that comes with some great rewards in your life because of what I'm seeing here in the future. But in the problem position, you have the 3 of Cups. Some of you are trying to balance out your work life and your social life. Work-life balance, okay? Work-life balance here is certainly coming in because the Eight of Pentacles, they prefer to work, and they prefer to work hard, and they see the results that come through hard work and spending a lot of time on work. But the thing is, the Three of Cups in the problem position says that maybe there are some social engagements that are kind of pulling at you, or like kind of taking up your energy, or something like that could be happening here. In the past, you have the the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, this is all about your financial independence. This has been extremely important to you recently. Some of you have been like, or in the past here, some of you are like, okay, what do I need to do to put myself in a position to be able to stand on my own 2 feet financially, and not maybe needing to rely on family or your significant other, or maybe even a workplace, right? Because there's a big liberation that comes through being self-employed, where it's really like you can be totally self-reliant. And some of you maybe are considering that, or you've been taking that route as well, the self-employment route. Although I don't see like, do we have any wands? We have one wand here. Yeah, so, but the thing is, I do think some of you have been spending a whole lot of time thinking about your independence and what it is that you need to do to enable yourself to stand on your own 2 feet or do your own thing. Yeah, and I think that this has been a very, very crucial situation, or a very crucial kind of part of your life recently. And it is even possible that some of you, with this Three of Cups in the problem position, it's almost like some of you are right now not interested in love, or you're not interested in like partying, hanging out, spending time with other people, doing the traditional social engagements. I think some of you are focused on your money, and you're focused on your work, and you've got your money on your mind at this time, and that's kind of the most important thing to you. And maybe obviously if you're like a mom or a dad, maybe obviously your family and your children and everything like that. But outside of that, your money situation is the most important thing right now. In the future here, you do have this Page of Swords. So this can say that some of you are taking a thoughtful approach to your situation. This also says you have a high intellect, or it can say that this can be a quality of somebody who has a high IQ or high intellect. This is the Mercury retrograde card. At least that's what I've been labeling it since I've been doing tarot, because this is a card that can talk about delays, setbacks in time, and things just not pushing ahead as far as quickly as you'd want it to. It can represent disappointing news. I just don't feel like that is something coming in. I think that this is more about, I wouldn't be afraid of this because the majority of the cards here are positive. You do have a bit of a curveball here showing up, but I think that it's probably around the fact that things are just not moving ahead. We're in this sort of, I feel like, okay, here's the thing. I feel like this entire summer in 2022 has just kind of zoomed forward. Like, I feel like we were in this period of time, there were no planets in retrograde, like things were moving quickly, things were moving ahead. I don't know if it felt that way for you, but it felt like that for me. And right now we are in we're in a bit of a holding period right now, is what I feel like energetically. And that's what I think is going on here with the Page of Swords showing up. Now, in the thoughts on your minds here, this is what you're conscious of or what you're aware of. You have the Devil. Time management came right into my head as soon as I took this Devil card here. And making sure that you are I think making sure you're using your time effectively is important, because some of you are really building something big here with this Eight of Pentacles, especially with this Nine of Pentacles in the past. But there is something pulling at your attention. Yeah, there's something pulling at your attention here with the Devil card and the Three of Cups. Again, this could be like you being in this push-pull situation where it's like, okay, you want to go have a life and like spend time with people, but you also are like sort of borderline obsessed. I would say not even borderline. I think some of you are obsessed with a project or a work, career situation. The Devil can talk about obsessions. And It is possible that some of you are like consumed or obsessed with your work here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Devil, and try to detach from when, okay? Like try to detach from when this is going to wrap up or finish or launch or whatever it is. Because of this Page of Swords and the Devil, be careful of impatience with the Page of Swords and the Devil, and be careful of like the obsession that you may or may not have here with your work consuming you. In your subconscious, this is what you can't see or what is hidden. You do have this Five of Wands, which is some type of inner turmoil. I definitely think there's an inner conflict here around work, around pleasure, around social engagements, around work-life balance. You know, I think that these things are showing up pretty heavily here for you at this time. And so, yeah. Now, in the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have this Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is your colleagues. Okay, this can represent your teammates, your teamwork, your colleagues. You do have a 3 in the problem position, and so 3s represent other people. Okay, it's about like Trinity, unity, other people. There's something involving another person here that is your burden or your problem. Right now, this may be somebody that you have to work with this Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles showing up here. The thing is, in a much more positive way, you can see that this person is a builder. You can see the mallet here in their belt, the anvil in the background, both symbolism for building something. You can't see it in this Eight of Pentacles, but in other illustrations, you'll see the mallet symbolism in the Eight of Pentacles as well, that you are building or doing something. Maybe you're a craftsman, artisan, you're maybe like, but I think it's more like building like a project or building a career, building a social media following, building a business. Like this is something that you're doing right now. And this is your most important thing, absolutely, right now. I feel like it's time to keep building, is what I feel like saying. In the external situation, you have the Two of Pentacles. There are changes that are happening outside of you. The Two of Pentacles can be described as like choppy waters. It can indicate things coming in, things going out, money coming in, money going out, like situations like that. When you get the Two of Pentacles, it can represent financial changes, but by default, it's a good change. And I definitely feel like there's just something external right now, maybe in your environment or wherever, that it's a little choppy right now. And there are some changes that are maybe taking you away from what you really want to be doing with this Eight of Pentacles situation. Like I feel like there's something that you really want to be doing, and there are some changes here that are taking you away from that. In the hopes and fears, you do have this Six of Cups card. So this is all about something from the past. This is potentially something from the past trying to re-enter or come back into your life. This can talk about like shadows from the past or ghosts from the past, maybe something that you've been stressed about or something that you've had to work on in the past that is coming back in for review. When you get the Six of Cups, if I said Pentacles, my apologies, but the Six of Cups. And so some of you are maybe aware of something coming back in for review. Again, Mercury retrograde's time to review and reflect. Definitely, things come back into our lives during these periods of time. In the outcome, you have the Emperor. So I said there are some rewards for you here, related to what you're building at the beginning of this reading. It's really related to this Emperor. The Emperor is a major omen of success. It is big boss energy. It is somebody who is a leader, is somebody who's a boss, and it's a good omen in business context, in career contexts. This is somebody who's climbed the ladder. They're authoritative. They have a solid structure in their life, and that really helps them. It really helps them continue to climb great heights. And so I think some of you maybe even is something about your habits and your structure at this time. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three tarot cards here. Okay, so very nice. So you have the Hierophant, you have the Sun, and you have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a card that can indicate higher education or learning or studying or building knowledge. And so I do think that some of your students, obviously it's not, I used to work in higher education, so I know it's not final exam time. It's just the start of the semester. But it is possible that some of you are just like in school right now. You're learning something new. The Pentacle suit can also refer to academia as well. But the Queen of Pentacles, more importantly, this is somebody who makes practical choices and really is good with money and good with financial situations. Thing is, you have the Sun here with it, and the Sun for me is the best omen to find in a tarot reading. Whenever I get the Sun, to me it always suggests that things are going well for you or will be going well for you. So it's definitely a very nice card to find. In the 3 oracle cards here, you have wait, success in the near future. So waiting game. So I'm not concerned about this Page of Swords. I think that there's something that's just going to take a little bit of time. I don't think it's disappointing news. Like, I don't think you should be worried. I think that patience is key right now, and good things take time for you with the wait and the Page of Swords, but also success in the near future. That's a pretty clear message here. So yeah, definitely like what I see for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.